Hi, I'm Rick Fussell, and this is the Ingrain Workshop. In today's video, we're going to be refurbishing our outdoor pool. This pool is 24 feet long by 12 feet wide. It's 6 feet deep in the deep end, 3 feet in the shallow end. It's a concrete pool that has a Marcite finish on it. Over time, the Marcite finish has cracked and chipped away, so we're going to be repairing that finish today, and then we're going to be painting the pool. So stay tuned. That's what's next at the Ingrain Workshop. So as I mentioned earlier, our pool is 12 feet wide by 24 feet long with an average depth of probably 3 feet. And it's been down since Hurricane Ian back in September. So that's why there's so much algae in the pool. And it was just the right time to go ahead and pump it out, repair the Marcite, and give it a paint job and see how the paint turned out. And so the first thing we had to do was pump out the pool, and I started off just using the pool pump itself, basically sucking water from the vacuum line and then from the main drain down at the bottom of the pool. And that worked for a little while, but then I guess there was just so much debris in the pool, it clogged up the drain and vacuum line, and I had to bring in a sump pump and pump the rest of the water out with just a submersible sump pump. So here at the drain at the deep end of the pool, there's a clean out under the drain that you have to remove, and that will allow any water that's above the bottom of the pool to soak through the pool and collect inside the bottom of the pool. And this is just in case the water table is really high. It prevents your pool from literally popping out of the ground. And once I did that, then I just started pressure washing the walls and the floor of the pool, just so I could visually see the damage to the Marcite coating that I'm going to have to repair coming up next. So with the pressure washing now done, you can look around the sides of the pool and even some down in the floor of the pool, the chips where the Marcite is just literally missing, and you just have exposed concrete. And I am going to have to repair and patch all these places in the Marcite that have just exposed concrete. So this is a typical area where the Marcite has just come loose from the pool, and you can see the exposed concrete aggregate. I think what caused this was the automatic pool cleaner that I had that would just automatically vacuum out the pool for you. I think parts of it was rubbing on the actual Marcite and then just rubbed it loose. So to patch it, you have to first dampen the area that you're going to patch, and then you mix up some pool patch, and you basically apply it like you would mortar or stucco. Just use a trowel and just fill in all the areas that are missing the Marcite. And then once you get it applied, try to feather it out the best you can with your trowel. But that's not going to be perfect, and allow it to set up for probably about 5 minutes. This stuff sets up pretty quick, and I think I'd let it harden for about 5 minutes, and then I just come back with a wet sponge and basically just feather it out like you would if you were grouting tile and flooring, and just kind of smooth out the edges. You're still going to be able to see the actual patch, but you won't after we repaint the pool. Again, this pool is not painted. That white color is just the original Marcite color, and we are going to be painting it in ocean blue. So like I said, just let it set up for about 5 minutes. Don't let it set up too long, and then come back, and next we'll hit it with a sponge. So here it's been about 5 minutes, and I'm just coming back, like I said, just hitting it with a wet sponge. You primarily just want to try to feather out the edges. As you can see, what I'm trying to do right there is just, go along the perimeter edges of the patch and just try to feather it in with the existing marcite as much as you can. And that just something to give you a smooth transition. Like I said, you're still going to be able to see the patch because the aggregate's different in the patch versus the aggregate that's in the marcite. But once you paint over it, it all blends in and the patch will totally go away. With all the patches complete, it's now time to clean the pool prior to painting. I'm using a Dyco pool paint, and what they recommended was cleaning the pool surface with a TSP solution, which is a trisodium phosphate cleaner. It's a degreaser that degreases and then removes any algae that might be on the walls or the floor of the pool. And it's best to do this with a stiff bristle brush. That way you can really get into the aggregate. So with the pool cleaned and taped off, it's time to start the paint, which is the exciting part of the project. I went ahead and just went around the perimeter top first, just to do a 12-inch band all the way around the pool, just to get started. And then I'm going to start at the deep end and just basically work my way back out. Now I'm just using a roller. I think I was using a half-inch nap roller. Just to roll it on. Take your time. This is more like an epoxy or rubber paint, and it's going to take 2 coats at least, with I believe a dry time of 48 hours between coats. And then once you get the total pool painted, I believe there's a week wait time before they recommend filling it up. Like I mentioned earlier, we're using a Dyco paint here, which we picked up, I believe, at Lowe's. And it took me approximately 7 gallons to apply 2 coats of paint to our pool, which was 12 feet wide by 24 feet long and 6 feet in the deep end and 3 feet in the shallow end. So as you can see here, we've got 2 different color pool paints. I could very easily blame this on the supervisor and say that she just changed her mind halfway through the project, but I'm not going to do that. I just grossly underestimated the paint that I was going to need, the quantity, and we originally went with a Rust-Oleum pool paint. And when I went to buy some more, it was just not available. So we ended up having to pick up this Dyco paint at our local Lowe's store. And actually, I'm kind of happy we did. The original color of the Rust-Oleum was a darker blue, and it was very bold. And I really didn't like that color either, neither did the supervisor. So we were very happy that we went ahead and used this Dyco ocean blue color. This is a typical color that they have at Lowe's. I think they've only got 2 colors, the ocean blue and then a white. And I highly recommend this because you'll notice at the end of the video, there's definitely a color difference between the pool being empty and then when you add water. When you add water, the reflective nature of the water is literally going to change the color, and it totally exceeded our expectations. So you can see here the color blended in very nicely. I thought we were going to have a tough time covering up the darker blue in the deep end, but once we put 2 coats of the ocean blue from Dyco over it, it covered it up completely, and you really can't even tell there's a transition at all. It's just all ocean blue. And then I went back and installed all the water inlets, the vacuum inlets, and got that all set up, took off all the tape. And at this point, there's nothing left but to wait a week, give it enough time to really dry, really set up before we start adding water. But we're definitely looking forward to it, and you'll see the significant change in color once we start adding the water. It'll turn almost like an aqua green color. So here's the pool filling up with water, and you can definitely see the band of the side of the pool that has no water, and then the side that's under the water. You can definitely see the color difference. So don't just don't assume that the color that you paint it, that's what it's going to look like. It's definitely going to change colors once water is added, and the water actually almost gives it like a translucent color, especially once you get it completely filled, probably to halfway up the tile that goes along the perimeter of the pool. It just really gives it a translucent look, and like I mentioned earlier, this really exceeded our expectations as far as how this pool restoration was going to turn out. And as you can see here, now it's fully full, and I've got the water being sucked from the skimmer side and the drain side. All the water jets are installed. They're now all submersed underwater, and you can see that the color is just amazing, and I couldn't be happier with the outcome of this project. And I would highly recommend anyone that's been putting off a pool restoration project to give this a shot. Now, I don't know how durable the paint is or how long it's going to last. But as of right now, it looks terrific. And I think we got a quote just to re-marsite the pool, and I believe that was $4,000. I think this total project was probably under $500. Well, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope this video helps you out or gives you some ideas on how you can refurbish and remodel your pool. This was a relatively cheap project. I think we spent roughly $500 in total material. And the majority of that was for the pool paint. Our particular pool size and volume, it took us about 7 gallons. So I bought 1 5-gallon bucket of paint and then 2 single gallons. The pool patch is something that I picked up at my local pool supplier. And you can pick those up, I think, in 10-pound buckets for the pool patch. This is a project I highly recommend someone doing if you like doing DIY projects. It definitely exceeded my expectations. As you probably saw through the video, I was a little apprehensive about the color of the pool. The blue just looked a little too bold for me. But once we started adding water to the pool, you could literally see the color change, I guess because of the water. And it really toned the color down, made it a nice ocean blue, which is what the paint was advertised as. So I'm 100% satisfied with the way this project turned out. Like I said, it exceeded my expectations. So if this video helps you out, gives you some ideas, then please leave us a thumbs up, a like. It really helps us out here at YouTube. And if you're new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified of all our upcoming videos. Well, this is Rick with the Ingrain Workshop. We'll see you next time, and have a wonderful day.